Welcome, it's your friendly neighborhood Badger here, and I'm back with a video, a Path of Exile gameplay video of all things. Now, I've been having a little bit of fun in Path of Exile recently, just trying to play around with mechanics that people have overlooked. And one we've got today is actually using Firestorm. That's right, Firestorm, the skill that people are saying is dead. Now, it pretty much is dead, I do think so, but I want to see how much juice I can actually pump out of it. And I've decided to go for a really interesting mechanic that, as of 2 days ago, I didn't even realize existed in the game, which is Plume of Pursuit. Now, this is a unique that is a harvest unique that I just completely didn't even realize existed, as I did say, until like 2 days ago. So the mods on Plume of Pursuit are spell skills always deal critical strikes on their final repeat, spell skills cannot deal critical strikes except on the final repeat, and non-critical strikes deal 80% less damage. So basically what this means is repeats. What does that mean? Spell Echo and Unleash. So the last repeat of either an Unleash or a Spell Echo are the only things that are going to be dealing critical strikes, the only things that can deal critical strikes, and they always deal critical strikes. So the way that you go about this is you have as little repeats as possible. The minimum repeats you can have is just 2 with a standard Spell Echo. And then you just try and stack as much crit multi as you possibly can do. Now, Maralene's Fallacy gives us 238 to global critical strike multiplier. It does have less critical strike chance, but we also get critical strikes have culling strike as well. Now, we don't care whatsoever about increased critical strike chance because of Plume of Pursuit. So basically, every single spell echo that we do, the first one that drops down, the first one does almost 0 damage, and the second one does maybe 50 to 100 times the damage as the other one, especially because we're juicing in lots of different ways. So the first thing that we're doing is we're using a Cane of Kulamak. This is giving us 100% crit multi when a rare or unique enemy is nearby. We've also got some cast speed here just to counteract the cast speed reduced on Plume of Pursuit. But then we've also got +3 to socketed support gems in here. Now, granted, before I get any more into this, this is already expensive, and it's right now only running tier 6 to 10s type of thing, but, you know, I haven't even skilled all my points. My gear is absolutely horrible, so, you know, we'll be able to see how this actually does play out. I'll show you in a moment. But we're using Anomalous Firestorm. Now, Anomalous Firestorm gives the first impact to deal a bunch more damage with hits and ailments, and then we're also using it with a level 4 enhance. So you can see here the first impact deals 204% more damage, coupled with the original 325% more damage. So the impact itself is dealing 529% more damage. Now this, coupled with a Divergent Spell Echo, meaning that the final repeat of supported skills deal 93% more damage, well, minus the 41% less, so it's still, you know, not too much more. Coupled with around about right now, about 600% crit multi, and this is going to be, I'm going to be able to get this to around about 1000 crit multi, but I think it starts to fall off around the 800 to 900 mark, so I might get it to around about there, and then, you know, try and do cluster jewels and that sort of thing. So you can see the tooltip, absolutely terrible. It says it does 737 average damage. But then we've got the massive more multipliers across the board. Now, there's a couple of ways that you could build this. You could go low life. I'm just doing normal life at the moment. I was playing around with the Cowm's Heart, but I like the Carcass Jack for the extra AoE. But we're just going to chuck in a Rugged Point Carcass map right here, tier 6, and I'll just show you how it actually functions so you can actually see it in-game. Now, a really cool thing about this as well is you can use pretty much any spell skill, and being that the final repeat always crits, it means it always applies ailments and everything like that. So one good way that I could go about this is trying to scale Scorch somehow. But you can see here, basically, the first one that drops does no damage, and then the second one that drops kills the entire pack. Now, I'm not sure if I'm set on Firestorm yet, because as you can see, it's got quite the delay to it in the drop and then dealing damage, and you have to wait for the second one. There's been a lot of other skills I've been playing around with, and right after this as well, I'm just going to quickly show you Fireball, and what I think, is it Divergent Fireball? An Anomalous Fireball, sorry. What an Anomalous Fireball does with this setup. Now, I yoinked this idea from someone else I saw on YouTube, where Anomalous Fireball can get into the basically less than 100% reduced projectile speed, which actually a little bit of overflow happens, and it instead gains infinite increased projectile speed. So I'll show you what that looks like in a second here, but we'll just try and find the boss. Now, as you can see, you know, I don't even have a movement skill right now because I'm literally chucking things together, but it's pretty fun to play around with. And the boss damage is, look, we'll say respectable in my eyes, but with the amount of currency I've put into it, probably not that respectable. However, I do think some smarter people than me can figure out something pretty insane with Plume Pursuit. I think a lot of people have played around with it before. I've tried to go ailment scaling, but I think it's just a little bit difficult to actually get the ailments working. I do think you could actually get a fireball working with ailments, though. We'll jump in here, and we'll put this on, and then you can see the big chunks on the health there. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, we almost killed him. You can see there are about 4 Firestorms to kill him, which is pretty nice. Granted, it's only a tier 6 boss, and we should be getting out a lot more damage from this once we start to spec into some cluster jewels and everything like that, but it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun to play around with. And we just died there because, you know, the build's really squishy. But yeah, that's basically the premise of the build. I'm just going to quickly show you what Anomalous Fireball does, however, especially with the Enhance, because Anomalous Fireball gives increased area of effect and reduced projectile speed. So you can see there with all of the quality scaling, we have 204% increased area of effect and 136% reduced projectile speed. So let me just jump into this map here again, try and find some more monsters, and I'll show you what Fireball looks like. Alright, so we see these monsters right here. Let's throw a projectile, shall we?
I need more mana.
Wait a second, that's not a projectile. As you can see here, it instantly collides with the nearest source in whatever direction you are pressing, which is also another really, really interesting mechanic going on through here. And it looks even crazier with the dragon fireball effect. Boom, boom. Just like that. Basically some fireworks popping off. So that's basically that. That's the build idea. As I said, it is an idea. I guess I'll include a path of building down below, but it's super scuffed. But if you want to play around with this, let me know what you do. You obviously do not have to go the enhance route. You can definitely just use, you know, any sort of spell, but it's basically Plume of Pursuit with a Divergent Spell Echo, and then scaling as much crit multi as you possibly can do. If you've got any ideas from hearing all of that, let me know in the comments down below. And remember, hit that sub button if you do like this kind of content. If you're happy I'm back on YouTube and doing some content, let me know as well. I always love to hear from all of you. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, Badger is out.